Good morning, you guys. How you doing? It's Brother Mike back with the thought of the day, January 23rd, 2023. First, I'd like to give the honor to the Most High, the Elohim of Israel, for waking me up today and giving me the strength and the wisdom to be able to give out this message this morning. Today, we have a real interesting topic, something that I love talking about, which is basketball. So we're going to take it on the court today. And today's topic is going to be the entitlement of the amateur basketball player. The entitlement of the amateur basketball player. A couple weeks ago, I did a video talking about the increase in the transfer portal and the part that the college coaches play in to that aspect. But today, we're going to go on the other side of that spectrum and talk about the aspect, the part that the parents and the players actually play into this whole scenario also. And it's just coming from my heart. And it's more to educate than to people think I'm trying to critique, but I'm just being real. Right now, the state of the game has changed, and I think a lot of it has to do with players and parents feeling that they're entitled. They're entitled to switch teams what they want. They're entitled to transfer what they want. They're entitled to demand whatever they want from coaches and players, and coaches and programs and college coaches and high school coaches and things of that nature, not understanding that all this does is set the child up for a rude awakening in the future. The other day, a star guard from in high school right now, out of California, Mikey Williams, he wasn't happy with his ranking from ESPN. So he began to attack Paul Biancardi on Twitter because he felt like Biancardi produced the ranking. And his language and behavior was not becoming of a prominent high school player. But he felt like he could do that because of the entitlement that he feels. And it's a shame. And I seen it over and over towards the end of me doing Basketball Spotlight, how the game had changed, and players and parents were putting unnecessary pressure on coaches because they wanted what they wanted. And the parents have to understand that you're creating a monster. It's okay for your child to go through some adversity. And a lot of times, we don't want our kids to feel no adversity. So we maneuver, we switch teams, we transfer schools, we have a million meetings with the coach, we try to make the landing soft. But that's not the reality of life. Life is going to throw us curveballs all over the place, and especially when we get older. And if we're not mentally tough to be able to deal with it, then it's going to be a long drop. And that's where a lot of the mental health factor comes into, because we're not used to dealing with adversity. Back when I first started doing this, a lot of the top players, maybe one or two players on the team, got attention from the sneaker companies, or the coaches made sure that they got taken care of, this and that. Now you got the 6th and 7th best player on the team. Parents demanding coaches fly them around the country. I see kids not showing up to 8th grade tournaments because they say the coach didn't fly them out. People getting invited, to people that want to come to camps. I know towards the end of my thing, when I was making some calls to come to camps, I had 5th and 6th graders, parents demanding me to fly them in. Then they wanted car service. Then they wanted a guarantee to be on the all-star team. I don't do that kind of stuff. My company flew one kid to camp before, and I felt so bad because I felt like I was feeding into the kid ego that I'd never do anything like that again. So in that aspect, I made a mistake, and it just didn't sit well to me. But now this thing is totally out of control, and it's only going to get worse because the NIL deals is coming in now. So now, how you going to be able to get the control this situation when the kids are going to be making more money than the coaches? How the coaches going to be able to coach them? And the toughest part is that the parents have brought into this whole environment. When I used to do write-ups and analysis on players before, you could add one or two lines with areas that the player needed to get better at. Now you can't do that. That's called hate. You can't tell nobody they need to get better. Mikey Williams, he's probably ranked 30 something in the country. Bro, the man said that out of a billion kids that play basketball, you the 30th best. And you still pissed? Like, come on, man. Where are we at right now? It's just a sad state in terms of the monster that we're creating. And I think one of the biggest problems is that the sneaker companies, coming down to the elementary school level, has given the parents and the kids a lot of entitlement, because now in 4th and 5th grade, you feel like you have made it. You're already on one of the sneaker teams, so can't nobody tell you nothing. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to run with it. I already know I'm nice, so the hunger dies down, and now I need to be entitled. And we just in a state now where it's just, I feel for some of these kids, because when the real world hits, it's a different ball game. When you become an adult and life happens, it's a different ball game. And your mother and father is not going to be there to be able to go in and get things done for you. So once these kids get on these college campuses, and it's the first time in their life that they got to deal with the word no, and their mom and dad cannot go talk to the coach and get him to change their mind, they get frustrated, they go into a depression, and now they want to transfer. And then they transfer to another school and find out it's the same thing going on. And now the college experience is not as great as it was, because they're so used to being entitled that they never had to deal with adversity. It's okay. Growing up, I had one of the strictest moms in my neighborhood. And emotionally, it did have an effect on me. But one thing it did for me was, when I went through that tragic situation, her telling me to figure things out a lot in my life, figure it out on your own, you can figure this out, gave me the mindset of being able to handle that situation with the help of God. Had I had a mom that put out all the fires for me and made everything comfortable and this and that, I probably would have blew my brains out. And I want to thank my mom for that, for not being that kind of mother that just try to go talk to the coach and transfer me to this school, to that school, because I'm going through some adversity. It's okay for them to go through something. It's okay for them to figure some things out, because that's what life is going to deal to them. So get them ready to play the real game of life, not the short game of basketball. This brother Mike, back with the make sure you guys enjoy your day. Shalom.